Hi there. I hope you had a wonderful day. My son reached out to you today. My name is Latrina, before I go any further. And my son Chris reached out to you today. We reach out to small businesses um, pretty much daily to try to offer some tips and tricks on how to improve online presence. We are a small business ourselves, but we're not selling anything in this video. We just believe that givers gain. That's our philosophy. And so we make custom videos to show things that businesses can do after the pandemic to help bring value and service and hopefully contribute to the community. That's our goal here. But your feedback would be important so that we would know whether or not these videos are actually helpful. So at the end, if you can please shoot us a quick one-liner or two, let us know what you thought about the video, if it was helpful or not, and any suggestions you might have for us. So in your short video, what I'm going to do is go over content, backlinks, and citations and why these are important website elements. I'll go over your company's online presence and make recommendations for improvement as I see them. So content is anything on your website. It's words, images, videos. Content is important because it allows you to get relevant keywords onto your website. Ideally, your home page would have about 1,500 words and your back pages at least 500 on those. The reason for this is it allows you to get all of the relevant keywords to help the Google bots when they're crawling your site to know what it is and what services you are providing. Then you have citations. These are business listings. Examples would be Google, Yelp, Yellow Pages, anything like that. And I have an example here on the screen. I'm sure you've seen these before. They're simply your business name, your address, and your phone number. You want to have as many of these throughout the internet as you can, and preferably more than your competitors. And then what we have are backlinks. And backlinks are your website address listed on other websites. So if you think about Facebook, Yellow Pages, LinkedIn, Instagram, any of these are backlinks that are helping to drive traffic back to your website. So the more backlinks you have, the more popular your website becomes. However, it's important to use relevant backlinks. If you use backlinks just to get as many as you can and they're not related to your website, your business, anything like that. For example, you have Pizza Hut or spa websites. That's not related to your line of work. So you'd want to stay away from those and make sure you're using relevant keywords. But it will pay off because Google places high emphasis on how many backlinks a website has. So let's go into Google for a moment and take a look at what we find. So I did a search using organic keywords. Organic keywords are the things that people tend to type in when they're Googling it, right? So in this case, I typed junk removal, Richmond, Virginia. So I used the keywords describing your line of work, your services that you provide, and your area. And what usually happens is, if you've done this many times, you'll notice that usually Google will put at the top of the page those paid advertisements that businesses have invested in. Now, advertisements are good as part of a strategic plan. However, I would caution against relying solely on advertisements. You want to do organic things too. Organic meaning things that are naturally driving traffic to your business, right? So further down on the page, what we find are businesses listed in this, I call it prime real estate. This is where a lot of traffic happens in Google. It's called the map pack. And this is where Google lists who they perceive to be the top ranking businesses in that niche. So usually the map pack is ideal. This is where you want to be placed if you can. And there are ways to do that. Just making sure your website, your Google My Business is optimized. But also further down, Google continues to rank businesses based on where they place them on the remaining area of that page, as well as the following pages. Ideally, your page, your website, and your business should be listed somewhere on the first couple of pages. As you know, we are an impatient society and people tend to make rash decisions. So people are clicking on the first and second pages of Google. They're not really wandering that far off from there. And ideally, they're making decisions here in this map pack. About 30 to 40% of the clicking takes place here. Okay. So let's take a look at some of the data. If we go right now, I did search for your website, and unfortunately, I could not pull up your website. It kept giving me an error. So I wasn't able to give you very specific information and data about your website. However, if you do get your website back online, I would strongly urge you to do that. And I would urge you to use some of the information that I covered in the slides, namely making sure your website has sufficient content, backlinks, and citations, okay? And I'm going to show you why it's important. I did take one of the competitors from the map pack, Junk Goats, Junk Removal. If you recall, they were top here. But what you will see is they're listed in the map pack, but they're not really doing so great as far as ranking. They're only 0.3 with popularity in Google. They only have 11 backlinks, which is practically zero. Citations are low, and they only have 10 keywords. I'm telling you this because it means that you could easily knock them out of their place here if you take into consideration the items that I pointed out to you, namely getting your website, adding content to it, and placing your keywords all over the place, okay? What are keywords? Let me give you some examples. Organic keywords, like I said, are things that people are typing into Google when they're searching. Here are some examples that the competitor is using. Junk removal, Richmond, Virginia. Junk removal, Richmond. Richmond junk removal. Now you might be saying, oh, these are like silly keywords, but this one alone, junk removal, Richmond, Virginia, is getting 450 searches a month. Okay? And it would be easy for you to rank for this. The difficulty for ranking is very low. This is a scale of 1. Oh, I forget what the scale is, but it's high. Right now, there's only 4, okay? That means that you could outrank this competitor very easily. 50 people are searching for Richmond junk removal. 80 people are searching for Got Junk Richmond, Virginia. So you can see there's not even a lot of keywords that they're using, so you can certainly find even more keywords and outrank your competitor, okay? So I'm going to end this video here. I'm getting a bit long-winded. I hope it has been helpful for you. Please leave me some feedback, 1 line or 2. Just let me know that you watched it and what you thought, if you found any of it to be helpful. Also, please take the opportunity. If I was going over anything too quickly, please point that out too, and I'll be happy to clarify for you. Otherwise, in the meantime, I congratulate you for thriving and surviving the pandemic and still being in business, and I wish you continued success. Thank you. Bye-bye.